Welcome to Title Talk with your host, Drew Wishover, entrepreneur, a published author, and owner of Inspired Title Group, along with his co-host and CEO, Amy Maley. Each week, they offer you some laughs, industry terminology, tips and strategies, along with the occasional real estate professional to help educate you as it pertains to buying, selling, or just plain old homeownership. Thanks for spending time with them. Now, let's jump into today's episode of Title Talk. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Title Talk 2.0. My name is Drew.
My name is Amy.
We are Inspired Business Group and Inspired Title, Inspired Development. We are the title company that cares. We have a lot of good things going on here. We wanted to chat with you guys today. Thanks for joining us on the later edition of our Title Talk. As you see, we have a guest sitting here with us. We are talking with attorneys this month. So we are in the month of February,
We are
which is
kicking it off.
Groundhog Month. The darn groundhog did not do good things for us, as you saw the snowstorm that happened yesterday. It's all his fault, and I'm just blaming him. So we wanted to get right into it with our guest and chat a little bit more about an attorney, what they do, why you need them in a transaction in Illinois, and kind of just get a little bit more in-depth conversation and maybe answer some of your guys' questions about what attorneys do and what's their purpose in a real estate transaction and a closing and how they work with the title company and stuff. So I will now introduce to you, not only is he my father, he is Alan Wishover, attorney at law with Wishover and Associates. Thank you for joining us here today. We appreciate you being here. It's very formal, isn't it? Very formal.
Well, shall I call him a son or shall I call him Drew?
We can do Mr. We can do Mr.
Mister.
Wishover. We can try that too. We'll see how that works. But tell us a little bit about you and your background and all of that fun, and we'll kind of kick this thing off.
Well, I've been in practice since 1970. So we have a little bit of background.
Yeah.
I rushed into the business at 23.
Okay.
I have been doing the same stuff in several different capacities, both in a title company and in my private practice. I worked for Chicago Title for a good number of years. I was an elected vice president before I left that term. I went over to Commonwealth. Commonwealth got acquired, so I left that one, and I worked for First American. Actually, the company of Inspired has its beginnings in some company called Enterprise. Enterprise was the basis for you being able, as Inspired, to have not just an agency like people talk about, but Inspired is, as was Enterprise, a full power. Now, that means to people, you guys can do your own escrow, you do your own taxes, you do your own indemnities. Not many people are in that spot.
Right.
So I was one of the guys that when I left, they were concerned about how much business we were doing. So we basically were able to put together a pretty good package.
Yeah. And I mean, having the working with both Chicago Title and First American in some capacity, I mean, you obviously had worked with the big underwriters and having some understanding and knowledge of what that looks like. But as far as the attorney piece goes, what steered you towards the real estate practice versus really any other practice that, I mean, there's a lot of options out there, right?
Yes, there are. Well, I'd like to say there's some kind of a high and mighty purpose, but if you want the truth, I started out as a litigation attorney.
Right.
I was actually drafted by one of my prior instructors at Chicago Kent, which is the forerunner to IIT, which is where I went to law school, to go into the Federal Defender Program.
Okay.
The Federal Defender Program is for all of the criminals that are prosecuted on the federal level and are entitled to a defense. don't have necessarily the wherewithal to do it. One of the first cases that I got was a case that was called the North Lake bank robbery case. Really was a Bonnie and Clyde type of thing. Gunfights, people running back and forth, gun moles that were basically not kept within the span of what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result of that, one of the days when I went down to the federal building, I stepped off the elevator on the 23rd floor into a gunfight. At that time, I decided that maybe this was not the business to be in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I literally went over to Chicago Title. The gentleman in charge at that time of personnel was John Ludwig, and he said, "You know you're not going to get paid what you do what you do." And I said, "Yeah, but do they shoot at you when you get a title wrong?"
Right, absolutely.
And since they don't shoot at me when the title is wrong, I think this is a better place. So that's how I got into the business, and basically, for me, it's been a good living.
Yeah.
It's been a very good living.
Yeah, for sure. What you got in?
Well, you kind of answered that. Did you always know you wanted to be in real estate? No, you didn't, because of what you just explained.
I've enjoyed it though.
Yeah.
It is something where I've had opportunities to go other places.
Right.
I've done enough litigation that I had opportunity to go into that and more of a pure litigation practice. But, real estate was always intriguing because no 2 days, as you and the title company know, are the same.
Right.
It is very true.
Every day is different.
Right.
Every day's got new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing this for 53 years and it still has new stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what keeps it interesting and what keeps business being interested in
Yeah,
business.
it's
Yeah.
definitely a moving, there's no doubt about that.
Yes, if you want to do the same thing every day, don't go into real estate in
Yeah.
any way, shape, or form, I would
That.
say.
Yeah.
It doesn't ever lend itself to a pattern.
Yeah.
You come in and you have all these nice plans, it doesn't so. And usually an hour into the program,
Yeah.
the program is shot.
Yeah.
Well, just as a side note to that, I mean, because you have been in the business as long as you have, the attorney agent program was not something that was, the common practice. As a matter of fact, I think that was something that came on in was it the 90s? Was that when the attorney agent practice really started to kind of take?
Well, the first phase, Chicago Title was known as the Supreme Court of Washington Street.
Right.
If you needed to do anything, you literally had to go downtown to one left West Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was the only place they were. Well, I don't know if it was to get me out of the loop or get rid of me or what, but I was the first wave that they sent out. They said one gentleman to Westchester,
Mm-hmm.
one to Arlington Heights, and me to Oak Forest.
Okay.
So their first operation was internal branching, where they literally gave us and those other two gentlemen I was with, we really had full power,
Mm-hmm.
which is probably why when I left, we were able to do what we were, because I could do anything that basically the downtown office could do
Right.
with all their departments. And I one time asked them, how big a check am I allowed to write?
Mm-hmm.
And my boss said, you can't write one that big.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of faith and trust. I mean, the reality is when you think about, how different it was then to where it is now, the technology and all the changes that have gone along with that. I mean, I remember my first stint in the business, fax machines and the processes of searching and things, how so unbelievably different they are. I mean, if you want to talk about that for a little bit, the difference between the technology and how it's kind of, really grown.
If you close your eyes and visualize a law practice
Mm-hmm.
that has nothing more than a word processor, not hooked into anything, just a word processor,
Yeah.
and slow as it can possibly
Oh,
be.
yeah.
And that was where we started. Fax machines, it looked like something out of Alexander Graham Bell's day.
Mm-hmm.
It was a device that had a spinning wheel
Mm-hmm.
and took 12 minutes to make one copy.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to wait 12 minutes for that to wind
Man.
out one copy. Now, that did give you a 14-inch piece of paper, which,
Mhm.
by the way, is the only thing it gave you.
Right.
If you
Right.
wanted 12 or something else,
Holy-
forget it.
Yeah, we gotta wait longer.
God.
Right.
It was awesome.
Right.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it was really, the copy machines were, again, they're not what they are today. I remember one scary thing, one of my paralegals at that time put a copy of a will into the copy machine.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, we did wills on something called onion skin.
Mm-hmm.
The computer
I'll
destroyed
have
the
to
will.
ask you about that later.
Yeah.
The papers went in, and all I saw was poof as they turned into dust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the machines, phone. That was the thing that sat on the desk.
Right.
Phones.
Right.
I mean, this is even before the days of what we call the satchel phones.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, literally, if you had a
Put that
phone
on
in
the
your
list,
car,
too.
yeah.
Onion paper and satchel phones.
Yeah, no, there were no phones in cars. No, no.
phones in cars.
No,
I mean,
no.
as it was, my relic car that I had at home, my old Mercedes, as one of the real relatively early cell phones.
Right.
And I just keep it in there, it isn't even connected, just because.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a
It
look.
looks nice.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, you would have to send stuff in the mail. You would have to deliver stuff to lenders or pick stuff up from lenders. You would have to, you had a messenger.
Well, you were talking about getting documents recorded
Mm-hmm.
and done in Cook County, like when it was
The Torrens
You were
department.
talking about that today.
Holy mother of God! I mean, that was my introduction to hell, because you
And
go
look at
down-
you, you're still in it 30 years later.
And the Torrens department is gone. It's amazing. It's
Oh,
amazing.
You
But I mean, the technology has certainly, advanced to a level now where it's gotta make you feel, kind of paralyzed to a certain degree, because there's certain things that it's just moved so fast, and there's certain aspects of it you're going, wait, I can do what now?
Well, I'm kind of pleased that I'm at the end of my career,
Mm-hmm.
because computers have always been a frustration. I'm sorry. I lived before them, I lived without them, I did real well without them. And then you brought those computers into life.
Those.
Yeah,
You even says it
those
with some
terrible-
disdain. Those computers.
Uh-huh.
Terrible computers. But I understand where they fit, obviously what they do. But as a practical matter, we actually closed as many, if not more, deals. And I really wonder how we did it.
Right.
Because all of the things that we just take for granted nowadays, they didn't exist.
Right. Right. Well, it was a slower time. I mean, not slower in volume of business. It was a slower time where people weren't like, I need it immediately. They understood that it'll take a couple days for this to happen. Now it's where's my it's still not here, and it's totally a
It's been
different.
4 minutes.
It's an anxious world we live in, right? Because everybody is so, I want it now. But back in the day when you talk about it being longhand and different, I mean, holy cow, think about like your exams that you do on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
You get a computer generated form that says, hey, here everything is nicely.
Yeah.
They got like stacks and stacks of paper that you kind of,
Crazy to think
muddle
about.
through.
Might be fun to try once.
Well,
And never again.
the way that you raised exceptions is they had rubber stamps,
Right,
and each
Right.
rubber stamp had a number.
right,
So if you saw somebody that was really going after a bad one, he had the tree.
Mhm.
And you'd say, there goes one of the trees.
Right.
Because it had all the stamps.
All these
on it.
stamps?
And this
Oh.
guy's pushing the roller
Yeah.
down the line with all.
That's
So
insane.
every one of those things had a number. And every now and then, I will slip and refer to it by a number.
Right, right,
That's
right.
the way we did it.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
how you know it. No, for sure. So the need obviously for an attorney in Illinois is necessary. In Indiana, it's not. Which there again, that troubles me. Just knowing that the role that you play in the transaction is big. The first person that people typically go to when they're going to buy and sell their home is probably their realtor. And then the second person they go to is debatable between the attorney and or a lender. but more than likely it's the attorney, and that role that you play is really to protecting that buyer or seller from the processes that are, that we're finding as a title company,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I mean, talk a little bit about what, as at a closing, what is really the closing attorney role?
Okay, let's back up to the beginning. One time, and I wish I had kept it,
Mhm.
I've never been able to find it, I was actually looking for it for today. We went through, we being my paralegals at the time, went through and mirrored every step from the first time a buyer or a seller comes in to
Mhm.
the very last end when everything is dispersed and everything is put away.
Right.
60 steps.
Interesting.
And this really, when you talk about Indiana, now you can see why if you're a title company in Indiana,
Yeah.
you're picking up a good number of those steps.
A good majority of those are falling on us as far as
Yeah.
the responsibility
Yeah.
goes, for sure.
And that's really the big difference is that in Illinois, not that the title company do nothing, but they've got their own distinct list of things.
Right.
And they don't have to worry about, all the things that we do at this end to get it to the table.
Mm-hmm.
That responsibility, unfortunately, when you're in Indiana, that falls upon the realtors as well as the title company.
Definitely.
And in California, where I had a cousin who was in business for years, so I used to help her with her stuff when she had a bad claim.
Mm-hmm.
It was done through an escrow company.
Hmm.
And the escrow company still today does much of what the lawyer does.
Interesting.
And I often told my cousin that that's why when they do it in some cases, it makes the number of zeros after my fee bigger.
Right. No, that's true. And really, the dollars and cents that an attorney charges for the transaction, that what they're doing and really what their value is very small and really perspective of what you're insuring and what you're purchasing. The fees, and really funny, having the fees go on really the other direction because of the attorney agent process. I mean, I think back in the 1970s, you probably can charge a higher attorney fee because you were doing a lot more, and now it's flip-flopped.
One, there was put out by the Bar Association in the 70s, a blue book of fees.
Right.
And the suggested fee was 1% of the value of the transaction.
Right. Yeah, our underwriters have said that to us numerous times, that, so if you're buying a $200,000 house, you should be $2,000.
And that was in the '70s.
Yeah,
That was in the 70s.
yeah. I mean,
It's crazy.
and it's really interesting to note that hasn't really changed much. Not that it ever utilized that process, but at the end of the day, the fee for an attorney is $500, $600, $700 today. And then they are also partnered into the agency closing fee, where they're going to get part of the policy and things like that, which puts them well over that $2,000 mark, $1,500 to $2,000 mark. So it's interesting to note that the fees back in the 70s versus the fees today are really identical when you add the attorney agency program into this thing.
It's quite remarkable.
Yeah, it hasn't really increased. There's been no real inflation to that.
No.
It's
There's not.
that's nuts. That's just nuts. What would be maybe a recommendation that you would give to some of the younger listeners that might be interested in becoming a real estate attorney, or coming out of college, and what that all looks like to them?
Okay, now I have to say, everybody that's listening is going to say, well, he's made his, so he's not going to say anything good about me coming in.
Right.
It's not that. If you do not have some kind of a work plan, some kind of a way to be able to develop a client base, it is very, very hard, whether you're doing real estate or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah,
Illinois has over 90,000 attorneys.
okay, that's overall, right? That's not just real estate, obviously.
That's overall.
Yeah, yeah, and then, so there's various practices that they do,
Yes.
and such, but yes, to your point, it's competitive.
And many of them that are listed in Sullivan's, which is the
Yeah,
Bible
Bible,
of lawyers.
yeah.
If you look at that and look through it, then you realize what they say about the job is really something where only at 5 years out,
Yeah.
5 years out, 2 of the 3 lawyers are not in practice.
Yeah, so 33% of them, make it.
Yeah.
A third of them make it, yeah.
So are they doing law? Yeah, they may be doing law, but they're doing it for ABC Company.
Mhm.
And so they're not really actively engaged in whatever their particular
Right.
specialty was. You're the lawyer for this company
Right,
Right.
or this agency, or
yeah,
obviously the biggest hire of all is the government.
right,
And
Right.
they
Yeah.
use many attorneys.
yeah. Yeah, you're counsel for certain companies.
I mean, I will give you one free hint. I came from a family that was construction. My background is, I was 597, I was a pipe fitter. That's how I got myself through school. Now, that means that right away, I was something called a suit to the people I worked with.
Mm-hmm,
They knew me, they trusted me. I had a built-in, for my dad's company, I had a built-in clientele
mm-hmm,
because I was the only suit they knew.
right,
So
right,
therefore, that counted. The other aspect of what I did is I went and, obviously, you're not gonna get rich doing this, but teaching at the
Right.
junior colleges. I took many courses. And I always considered myself to be a good enough salesman that I would get 2, 3, 4, maybe more people out of a class
right,
that would come to me and say, you're an attorney, how about this or how about that?
mhm,
And I mean, some of those I had till their dying day.
yeah,
And as I say, I've been in practice 53 years, so that's something you should really can
yeah.
be happy about, the fact that people stuck with you that long.
Right.
Yeah, and that's, it's getting the clients, but then, like you said, it's maintaining the clients, it's continuing to service. That's, the nature of the business is not that there's somebody that is going to be utilizing your service on a daily basis. Unless, like in your instance, you guys represent condo associations, so there's a myriad of things that can continually come from that. But, having the ability to broaden what you do and teaching, business law classes and teaching, real estate. I mean, we talk about it as a title company going, this is a class that nobody knows anything about, and it's such an albatross to we're an enigma in the business. But what people don't know is they need it, and I think it's a worthy class to learn something about and have some knowledge about. And who knows, maybe we'll teach a class someday ourselves. But
Stay tuned.
I'll add more of things to that. But having a real estate attorney in your corner through that process, I think is very valuable. And if you guys have any questions, certainly now's a good time to shoot them out as we kind of wind down our time here and ask the one big question. And we always like to kind of end with some storytelling and some sharing some fun with what we do. Tell us about a horror story in the legal world.
Besides the walking into a gunfight.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, that one you didn't expect, right?
Yeah, that one came out of left field.
Yeah. I probably used up all 9 of my cats' lives. I probably have. One that goes all the way back to the early stages of when I got in the title business was a deal that came in that was a quarter section of property.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very valuable land. And we, as a title company at that time, were really brand new. Well, the underwriter was obviously a little concerned about whether or not we could do this.
Mm-hmm.
So, having worked with the people, as I said, working a number of years with the various people in different title companies, when the gentleman who was at that time president of the company said to me, Al, would you mind if we did this one? And I said, no, it's fine. He said, we'll compensation and all that, that's not a problem, but we'd really like to do this one. Okay. So we just kind of stepped aside completely and gave it over to the underwriter as a direct operation. About 3 months after the deal closed, a notice comes in my office. The notice is from Commonwealth Edison. They are opening the right-of-way diagonally across this works.
Mm-hmm.
Right through where the subdivision is going to be. Those are 80-foot towers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
And I thought, yep, you're the underwriter, you know the business, but it's a kind of business that you never learn
Mm-mm.
everything.
Right.
That is the reason I tell this horror story, is you're constantly learning,
Mm-hmm.
constantly have to be on the alert, because it's the type of business that you can never kick back and say, I got it, I know it.
Right.
Right,
No.
absolutely.
That is a
That's
very true
crazy.
statement. We've legitimately come across those experiences where Amy will bring something up and it's, gee, I didn't know that, or gee, that's something that's different and new. And like you said, these experiences, having 50 years into the business, you think you've seen everything, but then there's new things that take place. There's different opportunities, and there's new ways, and that is really kind of going back to the purpose of what a title company is doing, is really protecting your land, your parcel, from things like this happening, so it doesn't cost you guys lots and lots of money. And having an attorney be with you through that process, having the title company ensuring that transaction and making sure that all is copacetic with what's going on and the processes, really, that's the purpose. That's what we do. That is the business in summation of who we are and why we partner with attorneys and why we partner with realtors, because it's best to have all these people in this transaction together so that we have a whole bunch of different eyes looking at it and a whole bunch of different viewpoints on how to get it done. So thank you for taking some time today to do this. I really appreciate it.
Pleasure.
I hope that you guys got some good knowledge from this. I hope that you guys were able to gain some interest. If you guys want to contact Alan Wishover at Wishover & Associates, his information is flying across the screen. It will be there the rest of our show here. If you have any questions for him, certainly reach out. If you need an attorney, if you have some things that are kind of troubling you with regard to your real estate, buying or selling, whatever it is, they certainly can help you over there and get you guys all taken care of and directed in the right way. So we'd like to thank you for coming out again and joining us on the first show of February, kicking off the attorney segments that we're going to be kind of keeping in this whole month. We're going to let you guys go to a little bit of a behind the scenes thing that Brittany continues to assemble, and I love it, as we kind of move around here a little bit in studio to get ready for our next segment. So thank you again for joining us. And
My pleasure.
we appreciate all that you do with us and for us. And stay tuned, folks. Listen to this. We'll be back here in, a jiffy. How long is a jiffy? It could be as long as you want it to be. So stick around here, and we will be right back with some more Title Talk fun. was good.
It was great.
That was
Thank you,
good.
Al. That was
It's-
so nice to
it's
spend an afternoon with
really
you.
good to have, the professionals in our
Why
business.
don't you move to this chair?
I could move. Am I
Or you're
so far
good.
away?
No, you're good. I was making sure your arm wasn't cut off because
No,
I know
I'm
how much
good.
you hate
I'm
that.
good. So this is something we're bringing to you guys each and every week is the professionals in the business to kind of talk a little bit more about what we do and
Mhm.
why we do it and how they all relate and things. So hopefully it was a segment that you guys
Got a little something
got a
from.
little something from. So what are we gonna do now? Is it over? We're going home? We're done?
Peace. Just kidding.
Oh.
All right, so it is time for our giveaway talk. So as you know, every month we are doing a gift card giveaway for you guys. So remember, in order to be put into our little drawing,
Bucket of fun.
you need to like, comment, or share our videos while we are live. Not don't like it in an hour. I mean, you can like it then, but you can't win that.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
It doesn't count. So make sure while you are watching, you are liking or loving or commenting or anything and sharing, and you will be entered to win the February giveaway.
February giveaway.
Melissa was the winner last week. Congratulations on our January winner. I'm
Yes,
snapping
congrats,
for you.
Melissa. She is allegedly going to come out here and.
Well, the snow ruined it. Not allegedly. The snow ruined it yesterday.
Yeah, no, for sure. She's
Blame it
coming
on
out
the
to grab her gift, and we'll try to get her on camera for a few minutes to say a few.
I could totally just bring her on camera now.
Oh my, that would be
Don't-
awesome.
No, you like to do that way too much to people.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you did
yeah,
that to me in my
yeah.
jammies yesterday.
Uh-huh,
So
absolutely. But with technology, that could happen. But
It did
we
happen.
definitely want to get Melissa, give her a shout out for being a great listener for us. So make sure you guys comment, like, share, all of those things so we can get into our February giveaway. Who knows what fun it'll be, but it will be fun nonetheless. So we thank you guys for all of that. Going on to now.
fun facts.
Whoa, what day is today? Today's not Groundhog Day anymore.
It's Thursday.
It is Thursday.
Okay. Number one.
Fun
It
fact.
is Optimist Day.
Ooh.
Not Optimus Prime. Optimist Day. I'm
Okay.
not going to spend a lot of time on that right now because I'm going to tie it into my portion a little bit later.
Nice.
This is really sad. It's National the Day the Music Died Day.
Bye bye, Miss American.
Who
Pie.
sings that?
Don McLean.
Good job.
Thank
All right,
you.
so remembers the unfortunate and untimely death of singers Buddy Holly,
Yeah.
Richie Valens,
Yep.
and J.P. Richardson. So those three men died in an airplane accident.
Yes, they did.
This day in 1959 in Clear Lake, Iowa, and also Roger Peterson, who was flying the plane, passed. It was a weird, fluky thing. They had a tour bus that they usually took everywhere, but they decided to, rock, paper, scissors and see who got to
Yep.
actually win the flight, and they went to their
That's
untimely
crazy.
deaths. And
That's crazy.
so, rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
Also, another very, very strange day. It is National Missing Persons Day. Isn't that I know.
There's a
I know.
day.
There is a day. In the 2016 National Crime Information Center stats, there were 88,040 people that were actively missing. So it might seem like a small thing for you to do, but anytime you see those, someone's missing, pop up, share them on your page.
Yeah,
You never
absolutely.
know what little step can help. So this is just kind of throwing it out to the universe that there are people missing. It is a devastating thing that is happening right now. So make sure you do your part to share to try to help find a
That's
missing
great.
person.
Yeah, I agree.
Two more for you. National Women's Physicians Day.
Women docs.
Women doctors.
Women docs in the house.
Dr. Elizabeth Blackwell was the first woman to receive a medical degree in the United States in 1849.
Ooh.
Initiated the movement that helped women gain entry and equality into the field of medicine. So snaps to all you women doctors
Go,
out
go,
there.
go, girls, go.
You guys. And it's National Carrot Cake Day. I don't like carrot cake.
I don't either.
That's why we're not eating it.
But our prior guest likes it. It's one of his favorite desserts
Well, why didn't you bring some for him?
because I don't like it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, happy National Carrot Cake
Very
Day.
selfish of me.
Swing it over.
All right, my turn. Fun facts. How about this one? This is a fun fact. Thus the name.
You dropped your glasses.
Did you know that Harvard is pretty hard to get into?
I did.
Okay.
I didn't know
So
that.
Harvard has a 4.5% acceptance rate. Okay? So people that apply to Harvard,
Okay.
4.5% of them get in.
So out of 100 people that apply, 4.5 get in.
Yes, that poor half guy. Now, also hard to get into, I guess, per the fun facts, is of all the people that apply to Walmart, 2.6 of those bad boy and girls get in.
Walmart is a school?
No,
Oh,
but along the fun facts thing is 4.5% of people get into Harvard. Only 2.6 get into working at Walmart.
oh, you mean that apply there?
Yes, ding ding. How ridiculous is that? I know there's some, credentials and things there, but I
Well,
found
how
that
many
to be
people
interesting.
apply to Harvard and how many?
Listen, nobody asked you to be mischallenging the
I
facts.
wasn't challenging.
I'm just reporting
I
the
was-
facts.
I was conversing, not
You are
challenging.
not. You're challenging everything. So that's fun fact 1. Fun fact 2. You know what that little blob of toothpaste is called on your toothbrush?
No.
It's a nurdle.
A nurdle?
A nurdle. You go ahead and put that little
Wait.
toothpaste on there. It's a nurdle.
Why?
And you are not nerd. N-E-R. Nurdle. I don't
Nurdle.
know. It's a nurdle. I'm
I was-
reporting fun facts. I'm not reporting the why.
I was just envisioning a turtle with a nerd in front of it.
So finally, taking you out, there is a village in southern Norway,
A village in southern Norway.
actually called Hell. Okay, they actually
Okay.
have a town called Hell. Okay, and every winter it freezes over. So don't tell me Hell can't freeze over, because it does
In Norway.
in Norway. Southern Norway, Hell freezes over. Bam! Fun facts.
That's interesting. That's.
Bam!
Well,
Taking it all down.
I'm glad we all got to witness that.
Taking it all down. Ripping through it.
Do you know another fun fact?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I was told this by my
Fun
by
fact
my
after.
mom.
Oh,
So I
that's
hope
gotta
that
be
this
true
is.
then.
So we were, yesterday we all had a snow day, right?
Yes, we did. You're welcome.
Drew let us work from home.
Sure,
guys.
welcome.
I have been here for 6 years, and that's the first time I ever got to work.
First time
from
in the
comfort
history
of my
that we've
house.
worked from home. Through
So-
COVID, we didn't work from home.
So anyway, my mom and dad, they worked from home as well.
Okay.
So Floyd decided to go into some curling watching.
Oh, I thought you was like curling.
Oh
Okay,
no,
go
no,
ahead.
no, no.
Yeah,
He
okay.
decided, he's like, if you're really bored, curling's on.
Ooh.
I mean, it's fine. You can only watch curling like, once every 4 years, 2 years.
Glorified
when-
shuffleboard.
when the Olympic happened.
Yes.
There is so apparently the material they're made out of. It's like a marble
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
It can only be found in one place in Sweden.
Yeah, where's
so
that?
I don't know.
Just like you, I ask questions, you don't have answers.
But-
What's the
But
point?
every curling disc, I don't know what they're called, curling rocks,
Okay.
come from Sweden.
Oh, that's great.
Maybe I'll find out next week where in Sweden. But I mean, Sweden is Sweden.
Sweden is Sweden. Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have your fun facts. We hope you're still here.
You're so mean.
Oh, let's move on. I love this segment. This has really become one of my favorite segments, and I'm more excited about the fact that you're on the bandwagon with it too, and
It's
doing
fun.
positive vibes. So we talked about this. We had a meeting this morning with some new potential clients that went very well, and
Mhm.
it was just the talk on the way to the meeting was nothing but trying to bring more positive into what's going on, and,
Yeah.
and we both identified there's so much negativity, not only in a workplace, but just in the
Life
world,
in general.
the news.
Yeah.
Sitting at home, I'm able to recognize that. I'm listening to the TV in the background, and you're going, could you guys tell
Anything
me something
positive.
good?
Anything good.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it's
so
it's
tell
an
the folks
epidemic
something
that
good,
is.
Amy. Give the folks something good.
All right, so I'm today, like I said, is National Optimism Day. I
Love
am
it.
also cracking up about our conversation to the meeting, how great it was.
Yes.
The conversation on the way back to the office was Drew trying to bad juju me with all the snow that supposedly is coming today. But
Lake effect.
optimism, Amy. I like that. I need a t-shirt that says
Yeah.
that. I pushed it away because no, you're wrong. All
I
right,
just get
so
to throw you in the snow.
I'm gonna take a little bit of time to talk about optimism. What is optimism?
Right on.
In the dictionary, optimism is defined as hopefulness and confidence about the future or the successful outcome of something. Optimists expect good things to happen, whereas pessimists predict unfavorable outcomes. Snow. Optimistic attitudes are linked to a number of benefits, including better coping skills, lower stress levels, better physical health, and an increased level of determination when pursuing goals. Optimists tend to view hardships as learning experiences or temporary setbacks. Even the most miserable day holds the promise for them that tomorrow will be better. If you always see the brighter side of things, you may feel that you experience more positive events in your life than others, find yourself less stressed, and even enjoy greater health benefits. So, several key characteristics that optimists tend to share. Here are some signs you might be optimistic. You feel like good things will happen in the future. You feel like you will succeed in the face of life's challenges. You see challenges or obstacles as opportunities to learn. You have a positive attitude about yourself and others, and you accept responsibilities for mistakes, but don't dwell on them. And that's a huge thing. I think
I like that last point a lot.
it is huge because
Say that one again.
you accept responsibilities for mistakes, but don't dwell on them.
That's really we're all human. We're gonna make mistakes.
It is, and I think the big dividing difference factor in here is number one, having the ability to say, yeah, I screwed up,
Right.
because not many people can even say I screwed up. Like that's hard for
Very true.
a big chunk of people to say,
Yeah, very
but
true.
also knowing that yeah, I made a mistake, but fast forward in 2 days, I'm not going to do the same mistake again. So maybe just a couple things on how to practice optimism.
Yeah, some takeaways. Good for you.
Practice gratitude. Gratitude can be defined as an appreciation for what is important in life. Try writing in a gratitude journal. You'll be amazed by the increase in both feeling more optimism and the increase of resilience in your life. Resilience is a new word that I've started to use a lot. Become more mindful. Mindfulness is a focus on being engaged, attentive, and present in the here and now. It helps you focus on what matters right now, what happened in the past, what's going to happen in the future. Become more mindful of what you are doing in this very minute. And lastly, write down your positive emotions. I've been preaching this for the last 15 years of my life between, teaching dance and, when these kids have a negative day or a bad day, I'm like, write it down. Write it down, write down what's bad and write down what's good. But always know that there is something positive happening. So
Great.
really start paying attention to the positive things, whether it's a really good lunch, like I was
Yeah.
talking about before,
Yeah.
or like, your mom is really loving her new job right now,
Right.
or
Right.
something like that. So
No, that's wonderful. That's really great. I think more people have to hear things like that. I really dig that that positive spin on things, and we forget how easily we have a choice. We can choose to be
yes.
optimistic.
And pessimism and negativity speak so loudly that the more good and the more positivity and optimism you can blast out there to
Right.
anybody, it's just gonna help people.
Right.
So
Right. No, very good. Great
Thank
job.
you. Thank
Great
you,
job.
sir.
Great job. So with Amy's optimism and her speak to that, so a lot of things that come into play with that are excuses and things that we don't believe in, and things that we don't feel that we're good enough, or we're accomplished enough, or we have enough money, or we came from the right place. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that in my little segment of Motivational Minutes here. So what gets you out of bed? What gets you off the couch? What gets you in the gym? What gets you working on your goals? It's not your alarm. It's not your parents. It's not your friends. Hello, it's you. You're the only one that can make this happen for you. It's really hard to be led by your butt. But I'm not qualified. But I'm not good enough. But I'm not strong enough. But I'm not smart enough. But I didn't go to the right school. But. If you're ever going to step into your future, if you're ever going to accomplish your destiny, you're going to have to get over your butt. And that is what a pity party is. When you have an undisciplined thing and you meditate on the wrong thing over and over again. If you're going to throw a pity party, that's fine. Take a couple days. But after those couple days, cut off your podcasts, get rid of your iPads, iPods, your computers, your gaming, and come up with a plan. Come up with some kind of a plan. Do I just sit there and settle? No, I don't. I say enough is enough, and I'm going to go make a change. And I'm going to keep going until I get it. You chase something you believe you deserve until you get it. And it doesn't matter what happens to you. It doesn't matter how many times you've been fired. It doesn't mean how many people don't believe in you. You just have to go until you get there. That's the point. Just go until you get there. Are you tired yet? Some of you need to get tired. You need to get tired with what's going on in your life. Get tired of your habits. Get tired of your actions you're putting in every day. You got to change or nothing changes. I woke up one day and I stopped making excuses. I stopped playing the blame game. I woke up, I looked in the mirror, and I said, what are you going to do today? Woke up. Wake up, folks. I mean, it's showtime. Let's go. Get up. Go to work. Put in the extra time. Work harder than anyone else. Work like there's no one there. I guarantee someone that feels bad about themselves soon will label you as, he's built differently. He's just different. He's built different should be your label because people feel bad about themselves. Your life is exactly what you wanted because every day you've had choices to make. You're responsible and credible for every single choice you've made. You've made choices, and what I need you to do for me right now and why you're here is take ownership of why you are so you can control you. This word is not going to give you what you deserve. This world is just not. You can just sit and wait for it, but the world's not going to hand you this all on a plate. You got to work it for it. You got to put in the effort every single day. And when you wake up and you put the work in, and yes, for some of us, it might be harder than others, but man, you got to do what you got to do, especially when you're desperate. Winning is not loyal to you. It doesn't care about you. Winning doesn't care how sore you are. Winning doesn't care how much sleep you get. Winning doesn't care how hard you work at times. Winning requires all of you and then some. And it promises you nothing. It's a mastermind of creating fear and doubt in your mind. It causes setback after setback. So the question about winning, are you willing to sprint when the distance is unknown? And why chase this thing called winning? Because the only thing that's guaranteed in life, if you don't chase it, is losing. Now's the time to get after it. No excuses. Now's the time to show the world that I was placed here for a purpose. No excuses. Work for it. Fight for it. It begins today, it continues tomorrow, and it never frickin' dies. Get after it. Stop making excuses. That's my motivational minute.
Very cool. I like.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Positive, drive, excitement. The title company of in the business of Inspired is driven by what you're hearing from the two of us. These are things that we try to lead from. These are things that we try to directly bring into each and every day of our lives as well as our team. And I think it's important that, you know, lining up with these people and finding those positive people, it has been a very big focus and concentration for us the beginning of this year going into 2022. And I think some of the new relationships we're building have been really around a
It's
lot of
been
what we're
for
talking
sure
about,
focused.
right?
More so on that than
I mean,
how many deals can you give someone?
exactly. Are you able to see that and notice that in the, you know, the culture of what we're seeking?
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
And I think that's what we do. We practice kind of what we preach. So
Speaking of positivity and motivation, my favorite part of the entire show is about our inspired business gives back. So it's been an insanely awesome kickoff to the year. Brittany has put in so much hard work getting these things lined up for us, and I'm so appreciative and so grateful for her that, you know, by herself she organized this together. We cope.
Yep.
That
she did.
I think she has one of her Tupperware bins full.
Yep.
Right?
Almost.
She's got one bin down, 2 more to go. So if you want to partake in helping Brittany's goal get achieved, come bring us some come bring up some food. We have the list on our Facebook, or you can go on our website, and there's a list of everything that Together We Cope is taking. The Pass Out blood drive is scheduled for.
You call it the Pass Out Blood Drive.
It's in parentheses. That is coming in March, so stay tuned for that. It'll be some awesome times going on.
Definitely.
She has my little Miracle League ball in the corner.
It's so great.
It's
that has so much meaning on it.
It does.
It really
Yes.
does.
So we're gonna hopefully start getting some details solidified.
We have the date.
We have the date. So we have our it's the third annual, the second one that Inspired Business has been lucky enough to be a part of, the Miracle Leap Golf outing, to honor my cousin Tim that passed away tragically when he was way too young. So some details about that are going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. So even if you're not a golfer, there are so many different ways that you can help us and donate.
We need donations. We need participants. We need raffle prizes.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Volunteers. We're always looking for something.
Whatever you guys feel you can do. Reach into your hearts to give to a really great cause, and I really would encourage you to go out in the springtime, summertime to watch these young adults.
Yeah, us three got to go there last year, and it's just
so
very
touching.
cool.
It just watching these young adults play the game of baseball and how well run it is. It's so touching. It's so wonderful, and we have other give backs. I mean, we're going to do one a month, and
I have some ideas from some stuff near and dear to me that I'd like to try to, get something set up with over the next couple months. So stay tuned for that.
Maybe even be inviting our clients and some of our customers to really participate with us in these things, just to grow connected to them and kind of really bond with them over what is just ultimately great causes around us. So
it's just so cool that this company is starting to, put that a little bit in front of, what drives us. It's very. I was talking to Drew today about being driven and motivated, like what drives us, what motivates us, and the fact that we're able to be a part of a business that is kind of motivated by helping people. It's a very cool thing to not. You don't see it every day. So.
No, for sure.
Sorry.
For sure.
Side note on that.
Nope, that's awesome. I love it. I totally love it. So let's get them out of here.
Let's get you home.
Let's get them out of here. Thank you guys for joining us at the noon hour.
Yes, thank you.
Let us know how you feel about that time. If that's a time that maybe is more suitable for listenership, we would definitely like to hear that as well.
Sorry.
Give them your quote for the day.
Quote for the day. I'm sticking with the whole optimism.
Perfect.
I'm going Winston Churchill.
Mm-hmm.
A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. An optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Bulldog.
Nice, indeed. And if you want to make everybody happy, don't be a leader. Sell ice cream. You're not going to make everybody happy, and especially as a leader. If you want to make everybody happy, sell ice cream. Thank you guys so much for.
Did you write that yourself?
No, that's actually a quote.
It's so good.
It's great. I love it.
I do too. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, we should put that out there on our walls. But
T-shirts.
I love it. I love it. We are constantly inundated with ideas and easily sidetracked because we are fun and keeping our eye on the prize of bigger than us. So we thank you guys for rolling with us on this different time. We'll definitely replay this later on this evening. If there's segments you missed, if you need to get Al's information and have some conversation with him, I encourage it. He is a storyteller that will enjoy to share things with you about his knowledge and his background and share. But at the end, he's a great attorney and he really does know what he's talking about. And he's been around for a lot of years and seen a lot of things. So definitely very well versed in the business.
Yes, thank you again, Al. It was great having
thanks
you on here to kick
for
off our
joining
attorney
us.
month.
And Attorney Month. We got another one coming up next week, and stay tuned for that. It should be fun. We'll have some more fun for you there. But until then, we are Inspired Business, and my name is Drew.
My name is Amy.
We thank you guys for tuning in and joining us. Have a great week. Stay safe out there.
Stay warm.
Until next Thursday, we're signing off. Take care, everybody. Have a great week.